Warm greeting. Today is Friday, October 25, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. In this video, I'll be updating the forecast related to the possible development of a tropical cyclone during the first week of November in the Central and Western Caribbean Sea. It's important for residents of Central America, the Greater Antilles, the Bahamas, and Florida to stay attentive next week to the potential development of the next tropical cyclone of the 2024 hurricane season. Before diving into the forecast details, I wanted to mention that in the eastern Pacific waters, what was Tropical Storm Christy has rapidly strengthened into a powerful Category 5 hurricane. However, it continues moving westward, staying away from Mexico and land areas. Fortunately, Hurricane Christy poses no threat to land and is expected to weaken over the next few days. Now, let's return to the Caribbean Sea, where historically, and according to climatology, this is the region where we typically see cyclone development in November. These storms usually pose a threat to Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and the Bahamas. It is highly likely that next week, these areas will need to pay close attention to what happens in the Caribbean Sea. Remember, as I mentioned in the previous video, a favorable phase of the Madden-Julian Oscillation will be moving over parts of the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic, creating favorable conditions for cyclone formation, particularly in the Caribbean. In fact, the instability that will accompany this new Madden-Julian Oscillation phase will be generating an extremely broad circulation over parts of Central America and the Caribbean. Additionally, it will interact with a trough developing to the northeast of the Caribbean, and the combination of these two atmospheric phenomena could lead to the development of multiple low-pressure systems and the potential for one or two tropical cyclones. Regardless of whether a tropical cyclone forms, very rainy days are expected for the eastern parts of Central America and much of the Greater Antilles. The possibility of heavy rains and cyclogenesis is also supported by the fact that sea surface temperatures across the Caribbean Sea are above normal. So, let's take a look at the latest projections from the global models. Let's start with the American model, which shows a tropical depression or tropical storm developing in about 6 days, just east of Nicaragua or north of Panama, potentially related to the development of a Central American gyre. Additionally, note that the trough's influence could trigger another low-pressure system near the Turks and Caicos Islands, creating a complicated interaction that's difficult to predict. Should a tropical cyclone develop in this area, it would likely move within the broader circulation associated with the potential Central American gyre. Therefore, in 7 to 10 days, the American model projects a track very close to or over parts of Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, the Turks and Caicos Islands, and the Bahamas, eventually moving toward the southwestern Atlantic. Here, it's clear that the highest risk next week will be for the Dominican Republic, Haiti, eastern Cuba, Jamaica, the Bahamas, the Turks and Caicos Islands, and even the state of Florida. The European model also projects a wide circulation over the western Caribbean in about 8 to 10 days, potentially forming a tropical depression near the island of Jamaica. Other models, like the German model, also foresee a low-pressure system developing north of Panama, while another develops north of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. Therefore, we are likely to see a complex atmospheric phenomenon next week developing in the western Caribbean Sea. Here at Hurricane Info, I'll be keeping an eye on these projections to keep you updated. In general, the GFS ensemble members suggest that any development east of Nicaragua would track north-northwest, eventually passing somewhere between eastern Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. However, it's important to note that at this point, it's a long-term forecast, and it's impossible to pinpoint the exact area of greatest risk. So we need to keep monitoring it calmly. The same is shown by the European model ensemble members, where those that develop a long-term tropical cyclone in the western Caribbean keep a track very close to or over parts of Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba. Looking at cumulative rainfall expectations over a 7 to 10 day period, we can see that in some parts of the Caribbean and Central America, rainfall could exceed 10 inches. So, while there's no need to worry right now, it is important that, starting next week, if you live in the Caribbean region, the southeastern United States, and the Bahamas, you stay tuned to tropical updates. Here at Hurricane Info, I'll be closely monitoring developments to keep you informed. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Click the bell to receive notifications when I upload new videos. Well, that's all for now. I'll sign off. See you in the next video and have a great weekend. Goodbye.